Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies, and in this video, going to do a review of the Ardnamurchan. It says on here AD 03.21:02. You might go, what the heck is that? I've never seen anybody put that on a bottle before. So this is what I think it is, but I'm not sure. The AD, I think, stands for Anno Domini, the year of our Lord in Latin, in case you didn't know that. I know you all studied Latin, but there you go. The 03 and the 21, I think, is the month and the day, and the :02 is the year. But nobody writes dates like that, or let alone puts them like vertical with an AT and then a slash, and then underneath it is 02. So quite a mystery as to what the heck that is. Strange way to label a bottle. I don't know who was on the committee for making those decisions, but you might want to rethink that and come up with some other name for the whiskey. Now, I was able to visit the distillery in April 2024. It is way in the heck out there, but quite the journey, quite the pilgrimage to get out there, and was able to stay at the Mingery Castle, which was totally awesome. So I brought back a bottle of the Cask strength from the distillery, which you can also get here in the United States. It's actually, you can probably get it at your local store. Highly recommend it. I'm going to put a link to my review in that video at the end of this one. Now, this is what I would call a round-to-it whiskey. I hear about a whiskey, and this happens with books and other things that I buy. I hear about the whiskey. Everybody's talking about it, but I'm busy doing something else. But there's always a concern that, oh, wait a minute. I see one on the shelf now at the store. Everybody's talking about it. There's a lot of hype. So if I don't buy one now, it may be when I get around to wanting to buy a bottle, it may not be available. So I buy the bottle now, put it on my shelf, and sometimes I forget that I have it. So this one has been on my shelf for quite some time. In fact, I wasn't even living in this house, and I've been in this house for a couple of years. And when I bought the bottle, put it back there. So, been around for a while on my shelves, finally getting around to it. I've actually got some other whiskeys, which I'll probably be reviewing soon, before they no longer exist in the market, and it becomes useless to talk about them, but I'll do those in another video. Now, in case you haven't seen my video in which I give a tour of Mingery Castle and the distillery and talk about the cask strength, let me show you that video, and then we'll get into this one. Ardnamurchan Distillery is located on the Ardnamurchan Peninsula of Lochaber in the Highlands of Scotland. The distillery was founded in 2014, and the current owner is Adolphi. They have their own malting floor, they use a louder mash tun, they have wooden washbacks, and they have one wash still and one spirit still. The Ardnamurchan AD 03-21:02 single malt Scotch Whisky. It's made from a 50-50 split between peated and unpeated barley. It was aged 65% in ex-bourbon cask, 35% ex-sherry cask, including Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez. It has natural color, it is non-chill filtered, and is bottled at 46.8% alcohol by volume. So some additional information that you can find on the box. But you're only going to be able to read it if you have one of these, a magnifying glass, or as Rafi calls them, a steampunker. What the heck is a steampunker? I don't know. Is that a Rafi term? Is that a term they use in Scotland? I don't know. I never heard of a steampunker, never ever heard anybody else use steampunker. Maybe that's just, a malt mention kind of a term. I don't know. If you know what a steampunker is and where that word comes from, let me know down below. Now, if you don't have one of these, a steam booker or a magnifying glass, you can also use your cell phone, use the camera function, and just kind of zoom in or snap a picture of it and zoom in that way. But there's some additional information on this box. The box is actually kind of cool, super lightweight, looks like recycled materials. I think they're trying to be a little more environmentally friendly. But it's actually some really great information on the side. And the website, they have a QR code for zooming in on the website. It says here, I still have to squint even with the magnifying glass. Ardnamurchan is the first Scottish distillery. Wow. I still can't freaking read it. I'm going to switch to my cell phone because that's how we roll. Absolutely ridiculous. Why do you bother to put stuff? All right. Yeah, this works better because there's actually better lighting on this and you can zoom in really well. Ardnamurchan is the first Scottish distillery to adapt the use of blockchain technology to provide an incorruptible ledger of its complete supply and production chain. This ledger is available to the consumer by scanning the QR code on the bottle. Oh, it's on the bottle, not on the box. And offers a fully transparent, wow, hard to read, something of each whiskey's filled to bottle journey. That reminds me of Waterford over in Ireland, where they have something very similar to that. So they're kind of playing a similar role in terms of, grain to bottle, following of everything. So it's really getting geeky here, and we like that. We like that, but you got plenty of room here to write on the box. You could even put larger print on one side of the box, put large print on the other side of the box, and put more print on the other side of the box. You don't need to squeeze it in all this one side. Just saying, whoever designed the box. When you get old and your vision is not great, my glasses get thicker and thicker and thicker. Makes life difficult. All right, let's continue. Renewable. Due to its remote location, Ardnamurchan has built to develop fully something to utilize a local circular economy. The entire heat and power requirements are supplied by renewable resources within 2 miles of the distillery. Hydroelectricity from the river that also supplies its cooling water, and wood something for its biomass. Okay, I think it says pulp. So they're using like a typewriter font. It's not a super small, but because of the way it imprints on the paper, it's kind of faint as well. Delivered by tractor from nearby sustainable forestry. I know this is getting ridiculous, but hey, I'm doing it for you. So in case you buy a bottle, you got all the information right here in this video. Identifiable, the Ardnamurchan Peninsula is a rugged and timeless volcanic extinct, looks like outcrop, the most westerly mainland point of the UK, flanked by coral sands, turquoise sea, and some of the oldest rainforest in Europe. Visitors to the area over by the beauty, or won over by the beauty and proximate to nature with red reef, sea eagles, otters, and pine something making regular appearances. Pine martins. All right. So there you go. Hard to read. Tell you what to do. I'll snap a shot of that and put it in the video. All right, let's get into the whiskey. So it's a young whiskey. It's a young spirit, but it doesn't have any of the new make characteristics. It doesn't have that powdered sugar powdered sugar note. It doesn't have that saccharine character. It doesn't taste or smell overly new makey, but you can tell it's got some youth going on there. The smoke is really interwoven really well. Now, in the video you saw that they have a malting floor. Last I heard, it's not being used yet, but that may have changed. They might be using it now. They weren't using it when I was there. Smoke is interwoven really, really, really well. Some nice sort of chocolatey notes come from the peat. Just a hint of spice. A little bit of apple. You can tell there's a slight sort of wine-like influence from the casks. So slight berry notes. A little bit of a tropical note. And a hint of floral notes as well. On the palate. Even though we're only looking at 46 thereabouts ABV, there is a sharpness to it that comes from youth. One of the things that maturation does is sort of rounds off the edges of the spirit. So it has a bit of a sharpness to it, a bit of sort of like a cutting blade character to it. It comes across as if it had a high acidity. If you've ever had a real high acidic wine, like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Riesling, particularly like German Rieslings, they're just like super, super sharp. They have that sharp acidic character. It comes across like that. So it's not bad. I'm just saying it's sharp. It doesn't have the rounded edges, which is another indication of youth. Not only in terms of some youthfulness of spirit, but just the way it comes across on the palate. I would say the smoke is really interwoven really, really well. And there is sort of a nice weighty mouthfeel. It's not thin. It's not as weighty as, obviously, as the cask strength. The cask strength almost has almost like a squishy character to it. It's from the oils and everything that are still in there. It's a little thicker, a little bit more mouth coating. This is a little thinner, but it still has a decent viscosity in there. In terms of the transitions from the front and the middle into the finish, it's somewhat the same. It's kind of sweet all the way through. The smoke and peat character is sort of underneath it. So this is a low to medium peat character. If you don't like heavily peated whiskeys, say like the Kildalton Trio of Ardbeg, Laphroaig and Lagavulin, this may be more up your alley. It's got a decent length finish, medium to medium plus a length and finish. So I like the transitions. I like the sweetness of it. I like the balance between the fruit character and the smoke character. And I like the length and finish. I'm still tasting it now. I probably would like just a little bit more spice. I would definitely like more age on it. I would like that sharpness to be brought in, a little bit, which is only going to come through maturation. That being said, it's an excellent whiskey, and if you're going to have a new distillery and be putting out on the younger side, this is the way to do it. So in April 2024, when I visited Scotland, when I went to the western region, I had gone to Raasay, I went to Torvig, I went to Talisker on the Isle of Skye, and I went to Ardnamurchan, and I went to Nickneen. Out of all those, I would say my favorite was probably Raasay, followed by Ardnamurchan, followed by Nickneen, then Talisker, and then Torvig. Not in terms of the tourists, but just in terms of the whiskeys. I mean, all of the distilleries are beautiful. All of the distilleries are worth touring. All of the distilleries are great nice to visit. It's quite the adventure in going out there. But in terms of the whiskeys themselves, that's my rating for the distilleries that I visited out there. Actually, I'm hoping Torvig will come around and they'll have some better whiskeys, and when they get more maturation in time. I like them. They just needed to go back in the cask. But Ardnamurchan is just really, 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 really good. They have been up as a candidate for the Oswa Awards. The Oswas have not been declared yet at the time of recording this video. It may be at the time of this video posting. It may be out soon. Depends. So, but the fact that they're already getting recognition in terms of a newer distillery and what they're putting out there, there is much to look forward to coming from this distillery. What would I give it in terms of score? I'm going to go solid, like an 87, 88 points. What would it take to get over a 90? Age. It's going to just need maturation. That's the only thing that would really get it up there. Alrighty, that's it for this video. If you subscribe to this channel, well, thank you very much. If you've not yet subscribed, if you like watching my videos, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you would subscribe, ring the bell to be notified for when I post a new video. And until next time, Slàinte. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and check out these other whiskey videos.